Hello, all. Today we'll be discussing an important topic of the subject management training and development, that is training climate. Dear students, we have discussed before how much the companies they are spending on training and development of employees because they feel that it has a very positive impact on the performance. Training, which is an integral part of the workforce development and organization growth. It is also considered to be capital intensive. Why is it called capital intensive? Because we need to invest in training and development, and the results are long term. We cannot have immediate results of this approach. In one of the survey done in 2018, it was 2018 and 19, it was found that the industries that are more prone to training and development, they have better output. But importantly, the companies, they need to have a proper training climate. Only then the efficacy of training and development will be achieved. Training, according to Berkeley and Kaplan, it has the organization that has employee-centric approach to business. That organization flourishes better in terms of productivity, in terms of retention, and in terms of the general image in the market. So if we talk of training climate, basically before we discuss what do we understand by training climate, we need to know what employee training is. This we have discussed, but to have a recapitulation of it, employee training is a systematic method of learning and development. For what? It is for the purpose of enhancing the efficiency or effectiveness of the employees. And then in the training method, we employ various methods, like can be classroom training, or it can be outbound training. There are n number of ways in which the employees can be given a proper guideline about how actually he is supposed to work. When I was talking about the survey done in 2019, it was found that around 44% of small companies prefer to deliver training with the help of an instructor in a classroom setting, also called instructor-led training. Means it was found that companies and even employees, they require a face-to-face interaction with the trainer, and they require a proper interaction with the trainer for the effectiveness of the training program. It was also found that 27% of small companies utilize blend learning methods and virtual classrooms. Means they have a hybrid kind of arrangement. Means even the online classes for the training and the offline mode also. Why online classes have been successful? Because it actually facilitates a remote area approach. Means even the trainers, they find it convenient in order to impart training from remote areas, and even for the participants, they do not need to go from their workplace for the training thing. So in this way, we see that the companies, they are investing time, energy for the training program to be implemented effectively. If we talk of training climate means what? Climate is the environment in which we are sustaining. So simply stated, climate is what it feels like to work somewhere, how motivating that is, and consists of 6 clear elements. What are the elements that make training climate? Clarity, commitment, standards, responsibility, recognition, and teamwork, all of which can be measured and managed. Means if all these 6 elements of training, they are managed well, then we can say that we have a very conducive environment in the organization that supports training programs. Otherwise, what happens, as I've told you, that it is very capital intensive, and if it is not integrated, with the organization goals, then it will be very difficult for the proper implementation of it. Now, if we talk of these 6 elements, clarity of what clarity we require? We require clarity of objectives. Why actually are we organizing this training? What are the methods that we are employing? Otherwise, what happens that sometimes the training is independently done, which is not in sync with the organizational goals. So the trainees will be trained in that particular segment, but that segment will not be utilized or useful for the organization. So what do we see? We see a complete wastage of time, energy. Therefore, we say that the clarity of the objectives should be very clear. And if the objectives are clear of the training program, only then we can have a proper module designed. Okay, so that whatever they learn, the trainees learn, they can implement in the organization, and then it helps them to achieve their individual as well as organizational goals. So this clarity should be there. Commitment. If we talk of commitment, whose commitment are we requiring? We require commitment of the trainer. We require commitment of the trainees. That is very important, because what happens in organization, as I told you, that it is an integral part of the organization, so it happens during the course of working only. Everybody is busy in their own course of work, and they have their stack of files to be done or their designated work. From this routine only, they have to take out time, or they have to exert a bit and to come for the training sessions. So therefore, a positivity for the efforts is required. A commitment is required from the trainers as well as trainees' point of view. Then standards. We need to fix proper standards for the accomplishment of the training programs. What standards means? Wherever the level at which the employees are working presently, they should definitely be at least one up from the previous working style. Only then we can say that it has been very successful. So we have to have a benchmark established so that we have some targets to chase. Only then we can say that the training is good. Otherwise, if there are no benchmarks, so we won't be able to evaluate our training. We won't be able to evaluate the output of the training. Then also it is not a good way of working. Responsibility. The responsibility of each and every person should be very clear in the training program. Okay, responsibility of the management to give a go green for such programs, to give financial aids, to give infrastructural support, to give all sort of permissions that are required. So this lies with the management side. Responsibility of the trainees. Okay, because what happens, all the people who are coming for the training, they are already executives, they are working, they are quite mature. They are not small children on whom we require some kind of supervision. So the responsibility will come with commitment. If there is commitment, responsibility will definitely follow. Okay, then recognition and teamwork. Okay, then if trained people and non-trained people should have some kind of bifurcation or some kind of difference in the organization, so that the people are motivated to go for training programs. For example, in government also it has been made mandatory that suppose in colleges they have to go for their refresher courses. Regularly they have to attend. Only then their increments will be there, or their promotions will be implemented. So all these things are very much important, and therefore recognition is important. And teamwork is what? When the training climate will be successful, when we have a good teamwork which involves people from management, people from the executive body, people from the trainers part, people from the trainees part, to come together and work towards common goal. That is imparting good training. Okay, so therefore these 6 elements, they are very important in the training climate. Okay, and I hope you have understood what training climate means. Okay, and then now we'll continue the next thing in our next session. Thank you.